Hello everyone, welcome to Toyeen Talks. Hey, to all our beautiful subscribers, we say thank you so much for staying with us. And if you're here, you are new here, we are happy you find us. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified for more upcoming videos. In the comment section, please no derogatory comments. Thank you all for watching. Till I will see you in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. I love you all. Bye.
One thing I will tell him is that even if the whole world do not believe what I've been saying, you know deep down that you maltreated my husband. It has really gotten to a point that it's either I speak up or I die in silence.
I'm trying to only hear me if I go one show you.
Without going into all of the things that have happened,
Yeah.
how are you?
You just asked a very huge question.
Yeah.
I would say I'm fine because, my sadness is not going to change anything. So, regardless of whatever I feel,
Yeah.
at least I'm still here, still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say I'm fine.
So in this answer now, you talked about sadness.
Yeah.
And again, there's a lot that has happened.
Yeah, a lot.
First, obviously, I know that the loss of your husband has been the biggest of all of this.
Yeah.
What is the saddest thing for you in all the things that have happened after? For a grieving widow who has less than
5-month-old baby.
Yes, at the time of the passing.
Yeah.
What has been the saddest thing that has happened since this?
I feel like the saddest thing I've experienced so far is the fact that the person that's supposed to be in God for my late husband, this person that's supposed to be my son and highest protector, is our chief prosecutor.
Right.
And he's been
That's the father
everywhere trying to, recruit people to turn against my son and I, both online and offline. Like he's been from one threat to another.
This is Mohbad's father you're talking about?
My father-in-law,
Father-in-law.
Yeah, so it's been from one threat to another. We no longer feel safe. Like, I literally get death threat almost every day in my DMs. I barely go out. My baby, his grandchild also, he's been deprived of so many childhood memories, but there's nothing for me to do than just to see how things goes.
What's the problem with your father-in-law exactly?
Yeah,
between you and him?
Yeah, so I feel like the problem is just about family disputes.
Okay. What do you mean?
The problem is more like a competition between him and Liam.
Between your father-in-law and your son?
Yes.
Really a competition.
It sounds funny, but that's the actual truth.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, because after the death of my husband,
yeah,
a lot happened, and my father-in-law wanted to be in control
of
my husband's properties.
Right.
The fact that there was Liam in the picture, because there was one time I actually called him to ask him, like, what happened? What do we do to deserve all of this? Like, why have you been out there defaming your grandchild and me? And he was like,
I thought, as a grieving widow, when the interviewer was asking her, what is the saddest of all these things? I was expecting her to say the saddest is that my husband has not been able to get justice. Because I think everything is all about the justice for Mohbad. And which is why some of us are questioning the way she carried on. I thought that's supposed to be the saddest thing of this thing is that my husband is still there in the morgue. He has not been buried. And also, we have not gotten justice to know what pied him. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Why do I have to take Liam away from him? Why do I have to take Liam to my mother-in-law's place on the island? That means that is my husband rented apartment.
Right.
That was not supposed to bring him over to meet him in a corridor because himself and my mother-in-law, they are nothing. good things.
Right.
You like, he was just trying to manipulate me.
Yes,
so,
yes. So your father-in-law and your mother-in-law are not on good terms.
Yeah.
Right. So he was not asking, why did you take the son
yes,
to the
yeah, after my husband's demise.
Yes, right.
So I explained to him, I made him understand that my mother-in-law has been the only one asking of Liam. He never did. Instead, he was always online defaming us, and then I apologized to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I apologized. I told you I was sorry that I would bring him over to him.
When was this?
That was I think 3 weeks after my husband's demise. Then it was like I started going online talking about the DNA.
Yes.
And
So he had already started talking about the DNA.
DNA, yes. That was when I called him.
Right, that's when you now called him.
Yes. So he made me understand that why do I have to take Liam to my mother-in-law's place? Like, is it not the owner of his grandchild? Like trying to make me feel like a bad person. But I understand where he was heading to. So I just had to apologize to him to make things, to make things calm. And I asked him again, like, what happened? Why are you doing this to me?
Right.
Then he responded by saying, he's sure that a lot of people would have called me to tell me what he wants. And truly, a lot of people called me. My dad, my mother-in-law, my husband's friend, and few people we have around literally called me to tell me what he wants. And he told my father, whatever that belongs to my husband, I know that I have access to, that I should make sure that I hand over everything to him, including the landed property God for Liam. So I told him the same thing that he has been telling people, like, this is what these people are telling me. And I made him understand that, Daddy, you have, like, my husband got through 2 lands before his demise, one in Ekiti and one in Ikorodu. Like, why do you want to take the one that belongs to Liam?
Right.
Then he was like, I shouldn't question him, that is what he wants. Then I said, okay. Then he was like, what effort? He said it in Yoruba. I don't know if you understand Yoruba.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so he said, irú àyàwó lawyer promise tí mo pè pé kó gbé nǹkan mú kó fún mi ní nǹkan mọ́ mi tó bá mi sọ wípé ó bímọ ṣé ọmọ mi náà fẹ́ máa lẹ̀ fún mi ni. Like, I don't know if I can.
As the head of the family, she said the father was asking the lawyer. I think at the point, immediately the way things are going, the father has the right to ask. I don't know. We are not sure of what the man really asked. Maybe the man was asking, can I know what Mohbad really has? And maybe the lawyer now said, whatever he has is for Liam. What is the purpose of this interview? I will listen to it from the beginning to the end. Maybe I'm not getting it. So let us finish listening to it. Then you people should please call in. And maybe I'm the one that didn't get it. That what is the interview for? Because I was expecting about justice for Mohbad, that it's going to be about justice for Mohbad, an avenue to speak her pain. That my husband is still lying there. The guy has not been buried. I need to move on with my life. Because as long as that guy is still in the morgue, there is no closure for her. She needs that closure, So I was expecting for her to talk about the burial, but about the guy in the morgue and the justice.
Yes, in English. So he actually said, what effort does my lawyer?
Does your lawyer have?
My husband's lawyer has. Right. He requested for his son's properties, and he was telling him that he has a son. Who is his grandchild to start asking him to start dictating what he wants?
That's why you talk about the competition between him and the grandchild.
Yeah.
So he said to his son's lawyer, who is the grandchild,
to challenge him
exactly on Mohbad's
my husband's property.
He has a right to.
But this is one thing that most people do not know, and I was not even given the chance to talk. So I was not given the chance to say my own side of the story. So, so as much as I feel like, some things need to be addressed, I still had the mindset that I don't know how people would react if I should talk, because without hearing anything from me, they've crucified me, they've said a lot of things about me.
Yeah.
So, that alone has, made me, like, my low self-esteem to be very, very low, because, I no longer have the audacity to at least speak on things that really matters. Yeah. So I think
about this property
that is one thing that has been causing the whole issue. The fact that Liam is in the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is his grandchild.
It sounds strange to me also. It will sound weird to say it, but I'm left with no choice. I just had to say it as it is, because it has really gotten to a point that it's either I speak up or I die in silence. Yeah, so I feel like me speaking up will be the right thing for me at this point.
The biggest thing that I think, based on what I've read, your father-in-law has, I think there are two things that I have heard. I don't know if they are from him. One is that he has questioned whether yourself and your husband were married. Yeah. And two, he has questioned whether your husband is the father
of my
Leah.
child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of the child.
On the first one, I know that as far back as 2003, if I remember correctly, a popular actress had gone online and confirmed that you guys were married.
2023.
Yeah.
What's the exact status of that marriage thing? Because I think that's the first thing that you all.
There's something you should know. They are keeping this away from you.
I'm sorry, adverts.
Spoke about, it was a traditional marriage,
which is recognized under the law.
Of course it is.
Right. So it wasn't an
Okay, she said he has
introduction.
been
It wasn't.
attacking her.
The
Yeah,
funniest
she
thing
said
is that he
it,
was even the one that made that possible. I mean, my father-in-law.
How so?
That is the funniest thing, because left to me and my husband, we just wanted to live our life. Because we were young couples. Like, I was 23 when I got pregnant.
Right.
And so he was the one coming to us, because that man is actually my friend. Like, we were literally close.
Yes, I've seen some text messages.
We were very close. Like, he's like a father to me. That is one thing that the media did not get to know. He's like he was my friend in that marriage. So he was even the one that came to me to tell me that, I'm like, now that I'm pregnant, that we need to get things done. That if I was to be his daughter, he would never allow me to train my child in my husband's house, because he was not married, because he's not married to me. That I should go to my parents' house. I should get a list and send it to him.
So your father-in-law is the one that even encouraged you guys to.
That is the funniest thing. Left to me, I won't get married, because I knew my husband loved me, and he knows I love him too. So we just want to live our life. Right. So he was even the one that initiated that marriage.
Right. And he was present, of course, during the marriage.
He was the happiest. He called me early morning on my introduction, on my marriage, on my engagement day, I think around 6 a.m. He called me to pray for me. Like, it was the happiest that day. He was the happiest.
And now he's saying that marriage did not happen.
Yeah, because my husband is not here to defend me. It's so sad, Mr. Chude. It's really sad. Well, that's the core reality I now have to face. It's really sad, honestly.
Okay. Then the one that sorry. I'm sorry.
Should you go obey the right question now?
I'm very sorry.
Who arranged the interview?
Yeah, I'm fine now. Thank you.
Okay.
Chude is not even asking the right question.
Then he questioned the paternity of the child.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did you hear that your father-in-law was questioning the paternity of your child?
I got to know online.
So he came online and did a video.
He never called me. He never called any of the family members to ask for the DNA of Liam.
Why is that?
She just came online and said, nobody's not the father of the child.
I swear to God.
Did you call him after that?
Of course I did.
And then what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He was just saying, why do you have to take Liam away from him? Like, he didn't, like, I was expecting him to talk about the pattern, ask me for the DNA, I'm your daughter-in-law. He never did. Even when I called him, what he was telling me was, why do I have to take Liam away from him?
So it's like he's punishing you for
Yeah.
Is there nobody in the family that can call him
to order?
Yes.
He's the head of the family. I think he should be in his late 50s. Right. So he's the head. So I don't think there should be anybody somewhere that would, because he knows what to do, he knows the right thing. But he's just using the DNA as a tool to punish me. To punish my son and I. Yeah.
When's the first time he asked for a DNA test in public?
So when the DNA negative came out, at first I didn't take it serious, because I was like, who is this guy asking for the DNA of my child? Like, who is in the grand scheme of things? Like, this guy's...
I expect Chude to ask a question when she said the man loved her. They were best of friends. I was expecting Chude to ask, then at what point did everything turn around and you became fighter? You are fighting each other. When she said we were best of friends, the man loved me, the man was even the one that pushed us to marry and said, go and get your list. She said at a point, they are comfortable the way they are. But the man said, let her marry. Come and do marriage. then you should have asked, at what point did this now happen that the man is now fighting you? Why is, I don't know why this DNA thing is a big deal, honestly.
Nobody to us. So why is he asking for the
Who is the
paternity?
person that asked?
I don't want to mention his name.
Right. Was this a blogger?
Like social media.
Yeah.
Social media content creators.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
VDM.
Then I was like, why is he asking for the DNA of my child?
Yeah.
So I didn't take him serious. Not until my father-in-law started talking about it, and I had to put a call through to him. I called him. I asked him again, like, Daddy, what really happened? Like, why are you doing this to Liam? And he kept on saying, why do I have to take him to my mother-in-law's place? Does it bear my mother-in-law's surname? Like, what effort do I have to take him to my mother-in-law's place and not his own house in Ikorodu? Is he not the owner of his grandchild? And I still try to tell me, Daddy, I'm scared because you've been going out there to say different things about me. But I'm scared. Like, you cannot keep doing this and expect me to bring Liam to you. And he was like, okay, what's the problem? And, he hung up. So I was expecting him to talk about the DNA, but he never did. So I think, no, the next day he went on live on TikTok, on Instagram live to talk about the DNA again. Like, it was actually.
Okay, she said it was when she took Liam to the father-in-law that the fight started. Okay.
It's like almost every day. So I think 3 days after I called him again. Like, I wanted to ask him, like, what does he really want? Like, I really want him to stop going out there to defame my baby. But he didn't pick up my calls. I called him repeatedly for like a week, but he did not pick up. So I stopped calling. So I think around November.
Somebody said lies. The call to him was when you started cursing him and you were recorded. Okay, I remember. There was this voice note that surfaced online where she and the father-in-law, she was cursing the father-in-law that if anything should happen to Liam. I remember this thing now. So is it that Chude does not know the details of this story to ask the necessary question? Was he not following? It
was around November. He sent a message to my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will be pausing. Somebody said if the same thing happened to Wunmi, everyone will go after Mohbad to know what happened to Wunmi. God bless you, Aunty Titi Lola Falano. God bless you. You are talking as a parent. Thank you for not being biased. If it were to be Wunmi that by this is the way we would not stop talking and asking, Mohbad, what by Wunmi? You need to tell us because you were the one that was present with her. Thank you very much, Aunty Titi.
Message to my lawyer that I should bring Liam to him, that I want to perform a DNA test on him. So my lawyer sent him to me, and I told my lawyer that I am scared. Like, I'm scared to take my baby to him because he has gone out there to say so many defamatory things about me. He has said it publicly that he hates me so much. Like, he even went as far as trying to cajole my brother-in-law to lie, like to.
Sorry, Emma Bino. Somebody said Chude asked all these questions. You need to watch the whole interview. Is it the one on YouTube? Because I'm watching from YouTube now. Is there another interview? The one I saw, is there another interview somewhere? Because Tomba config clip kekere sita. Okay, there is another interview somewhere. Where? Bolati Mari.
Hate me one way or the other.
You have to wait to watch it.
Yeah, because
why not?
You said it online that I used to put substance in my husband's food.
Who said this?
My father-in-law. Then I would go and F around after. Because he never knew it was my brother-in-law that prepared my husband's last meal. So when he got to realize that it was my brother-in-law, he put a call through to my mother-in-law, but fortunately I was with her that day. So he just called to tell her that, he just got to know that it was Adunni that prepared my husband's last meal. That Adunni and Mama should come over to his house in Ikorodu so they will know how to package the whole thing and put it on my head. I was so fortunate to be with Mama that day because I had to put it on record. And,
So you have a recording of this?
that they should, so that they will not to put the other on my head. What if it was poison that killed my husband? That Adura should come to him because he does not want to lose another child, because now he didn't know that it was my brother. That prepared his last meal, and he has gone out there to talk about me putting something in his food, because now we do not know the result, what the autopsy would bring. Like what if the autopsy said he died of poison? I'm so grateful that I was with my mother that day, because it's not as if I had the intention of recording him, but I just had to do the recording because his intention was really bad. Yeah. And for him to have thought of something like that, I feel like, this man does not have my best interest at heart. But I was so fortunate to be in my mother that day, so I had to put that thing on record.
I understand, but that essentially means that your father-in-law wanted to accuse you of murdering your husband.
He has tried. There is nothing he has not said. So when he got to realize it was my brother, but I know that prepared that last meal, he stopped that poisoning narrative. Then he moved to many other ones. Yeah.
A question for those of us that may be ignorant of this.
Okay.
Why can't you do the test without him?
The reason is because I've been called different names. He has called me a promiscuous woman. He has called me a cheating wife. I've been called different names that people tend not to believe whatever I have to say anymore. Like, he has said so many things to my persons, and I feel like if I should get the DNA done without his consent, without him being present,
I'm trying to see.
That will cause another riot. That will cause another problem, because that is what he actually want me to just do one silly mistake, because he knows that I already caught him. I'm about to stop his means of surviving, and he knows that once. So now he just want to frustrate me to do things out of anger.
Yeah.
So he want to frustrate me to go ahead and do the DNA. So once it is done, then he will start going out there that the result is fake, and people will believe him because he's been the only one talking. Do you understand?
I get that. But do you think even if it's done in a reputable hospital, he will still be able? People will still believe him? Because if according to you, he's trying to frustrate it.
I don't think you do you go online often and often?
No, I don't.
My father-in-law is now a celebrity. He's everywhere.
So I don't understand what you're dealing with.
People he's at least in a week. At least he
okay, we should not go there.
Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 times in a week. So people tend to listen to whatever he has to say, because he has been the only one talking. The rest of the family has just been silenced, because of the legacy of my husband. There is no way we would talk or say anything that my husband's name will not be attached to it.
Yeah.
Right now, as I'm here, I'll be addressed as Mohbad's wife or Mohbad's widow. So his name is attached to whatever. So the glory, is being attached. So I don't want his legacy to get ruined for me. But I'm very sure that is why the other family.
Adepeju Wura V Gold. Please, I'm going to leave the line open immediately she finishes in the interview. Okay? We finished listening to this. Ejo, can you just call in and tell us what she said? Ejo, since you watched the whole thing, people said we should not bother about, me going to watch the rest. Listening to the rest. Since you have listened to everything, please kindly call in. Muma fi number sibe. Muma fi number ejeko shetan. So I'll let you guys call in. Okay? I want to make it an open thing. We are not judging here. We are listening to learn and to ask questions. Please, I would like you to call in. Ejeko shetan.
Has been quiet.
Yeah.
And
so what are you going to do? Because if I understand what you're saying that because of the way that he has mobilized public sympathy,
yeah,
anything you do now will be misinterpreted. So you're being careful.
Yeah.
But it seems like he lists, because if what you're saying is he doesn't want to do the DNA.
He doesn't.
So it feels like you have no other. So what other choice do you have?
That is why I'm here. I feel like there should be an organization protecting children in Nigeria, because I know that all of this thing happening to Liam can never happen abroad.
Now that he's gone to TV stations.
Yeah.
She said what is happening to Liam cannot happen abroad, which is true. Number 2, the way Mohbad's case has gone, if it is abroad, it won't go that way too. No, it won't.
He said this.
Nobody can
next?
do.
Okay, so myself and my
God bless
lawyer
America and
will
foreign
be going to the
countries,
court to
developed
report
world.
this whole incidents to the court, and to also get the permission from the court to get DNA done under their supervision.
Right. So the court will supervise this.
Yes.
So your lawyer is saying that you guys are going to the court to say, let's do this DNA.
Yeah, under your
supervision.
Yeah, and don't mind.
Motiri.
Probably
I guess
we don't
that's
know.
much too. Motiri
Publish it
message.
online,
Right.
for people to
see.
see.
So you
we
ask
can,
the court for permission to publish the DNA.
Yeah, so we can keep them updated on how
this is going.
The whole thing is going on, because I feel like my calmness will just make things worse.
Yeah.
In 5 years, we will be here till forever.
Yeah.
And no DNA will be done because it seems uninterested.
It seems that ever since Mohbad died,
yeah,
you have not even had time to grieve your husband.
I've not even won the death of my husband. Like, I've not even seen closure at all. You know, it still feels like my husband is still alive because he's in Yaba morgue. He has not been buried.
He has not been buried?
Yeah, he has not been buried. He has not been buried. It's so sad. He has not been buried. And he's been pieces twice. You know, they literally did 2 autopsies. The government autopsy and the private autopsy my father-in-law did.
Last warning, if you don't get your $25,000 final expense benefit today, you risk missing out on one of the largest senior final...
And I can tell you for a fact that there is no genuine reason why he's still there. My father-in-law has no genuine reason. But, you know, he's been granting interviews saying, oh, the government do not want him to get justice. The government is this, the government is that. Like, he's been manipulating the public. Like, he has said so many things. That you know, people, like, I don't feel like there's anything that people would say that people would, that this public, the people in public faces would believe again, because a lot has been said.
Because all
you know,
of
he's been granting interviews saying
you have his team.
the government have been the one delaying my husband's the inquest. Meanwhile, it was one of his supporters that like the woman has been on, like the woman is always on TikTok 247. Just you know all those American women. So the woman was so much interested in the case, and the woman later got to realize that my father-in-law was not being truthful to her. So she said she wants to, like, she's interested in the case and she wants to have her personal lawyer to join the inquest. So the lawyer submitted an application to the coroner, to the magistrate courts, that he wants to join the inquest, and he also wants the inquest to start from the beginning again. Like, he wants us to start all over again.
So that'll be a third process.
Grace.
The lawyer and the judge.
Grace, I don't know when you joined me. I said it from the onset. Nobody should curse anybody on my page, please. That's the way I'm doing my show now. I don't want insult. I don't want curses while I'm doing my live show. So please kindly delete that comment. John Tori Olong. Please. Kindly delete the comments. Please. Delete it.
The court has been, there's been back and forth. That is why the inquest is on hold. But my father-in-law has been granting interview, manipulating the government.
So you're saying even your father-in-law is also part of the process that's delaying the government?
That is the funniest thing.
Baba is
that the parent of his son is being delayed also
attention.
because of all this drama.
And he knows what to do to get this done. Like, all you have to do is just talk to that woman, because they used to be friends before they had issues. So all you have to do is just talk to that woman, so that the woman can, probably withdraw, or, so they can just make an agreement, so that the court can open the coroner inquest. But he has refused to do the needful. Instead, he was always going on interviews, screaming the government's name.
But he's the one
you
doing
said he's manipulating
himself, him and his supporter.
You have supporter. Baba have supporter. And Johnny supporter.
Man, that is another question. That is another oddful question, because I knew that there is a nurse involved in this case.
Okay. Where's
He
that
reacted
nurse?
to rejection.
Where's the nurse?
And since my husband, even the night my husband died, that my father-in-law got to the house, the nurse even narrated everything that happened to him. In fact, my husband's manager wanted to get the nurse arrested that night, but he asked us to let her go. That he does not have any business with her.
Your father-in-law asked them to let the nurse go.
That we should let her go. That he doesn't have any business with her. And he despite the begging that a lot of people begged him not to bury my husband that night, but he insisted I was going to bury him. In fact, even the day they wanted to bury my husband, they didn't inform me. I got to know online.
He insisted.
You're not informed that you're going to bury your husband.
He insisted, or he was not giving police reports. Then secondly, why was 2 million sent for him to go and bury that boy? We may not be following everything. There are still some vital questions. Why did they send 2 million for him to go and quickly bury that boy? Why did the police not give him police reports? If not that the system is not working. A working system, one book wabayi, the police supposed to go, one round up everybody, come and explain. Why did the police not give him police reports? Police reports. Mortuary. Why? When somebody buy, they will call the police. Even here, you can't just go and bury somebody without the due process. But he was not giving something. Oh, they le boku segbe kon. Hey, Nigeria.
So a whole lot has happened. Even the day my husband, even the day of his burial, they wanted to kidnap Liam from me at this time. Like my father-in-law and there's one woman. The woman is like, I don't know. I don't want to call it. The woman is, but they have a relationship. They have a close relationship. It's more like they had plans in collecting Liam from me that day, because it got worse to the extent that we had to put Liam inside nylon to take him out of that space.
So you're saying this battles you've been fighting started from the day.
Second day my husband died up to this moment. And so the fact that the autopsy results came out inconclusive is one thing that I don't. It's hard to accept, because I knew so well that my husband actually had an injury from the fight he had with his friend.
Which friend?
His name is Prime Boy.
Okay.
We are not judging, but we can ask questions from what. For that person that I say we should not judge, we are asking questions from what we had. From what we had. Baba said he was there. They didn't give him police reports. Clayton for one police report. Kiloreti Chude obere. If Chude want to be doing it, if Chude wanted to be open-minded, was Chude not following the question? I mean the story. Kiloreti Chude obere pe, if your father-in-law, okay, you want to interview somebody on a case, you will have done some homework on that case to know the necessary question. If it is a neutral interview, Chude was supposed to ask at that point when she said they already buried Mohbad. Then Chude would have asked that the father mentioned something like this. What do you have to say about that? Oh, yeah, Chude bury. Abi nǹkan tí mo sọ make sense. Ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ make sense? I'm not judging now, it's a question. That why your father-in-law said this. Is it true that when he went to the police station, they refused to give him kí ló yẹ kán gbà? Whatever tó yẹ kán gbà ní police station. Police reports. Remember, we saw a lot of sin concerning this thing. Ẹ má gbàgbé, we are not judging. These are questions I expect you to ask. Immediately that thing happened, some people inside a bus or inside a car took camera. This is where I became interested in that case. 2 camera. Initially, you remember we said it was Naira Marley. Before we found out that Naira Marley was not even around when the incident happened. Our àkọ́yìnrántí incident díẹ̀ nípa kíní yẹn. Later, we now saw a video where some people were carrying picture and said, Mohbad is dead, Mohbad is dead. And inside the car, we are wondering, why are the people inside the car so comfortable to say Mohbad is dead? I was expecting Chude to ask and say, were you in the car with them? Who are the people in that car? Naira Marley was mentioned in this incident. Was Naira Marley around? Was he in the car on that day? Was he present? These are questions Chude is supposed to ask. There are a lot of questions I expected Chude to ask, not her telling stories. If it is truly they want to establish or put out something out there to show that I am not happy, justice has not been done, my late husband is still lying in the morgue, the government is not doing the right thing, the father is not doing the right thing, the father is not helping us. You know, I thought this is supposed to be a cry for help. The father is not helping us. This boy is still in the mortuary. We need to do the right thing. We want the government to help in this case. Then Chude will now ask, okay, you need help for this thing. What are the things? These are the things we saw. At least to clarify and clear our name too. I would want to clear my name. I've been accused of some things. And I have an opportunity. I want to clear my name. Even if the interviewer does not remember some question, I will remind him. I will say they said some of the things that were online. I will say these are the things they are accusing me from. Auntie, did you also listen to all the voice message from Baba Mo on Tolani's platform? No, I don't. I did not. I told you I lost interest in the case at a point. I stopped listening to anything about it. I told you, I don't know if you started with us. So my question is, okay, somebody said there is a purpose for the interview. Okay.
Also knew that he reacted to an injection. Because my husband was fine before the nurse came, although he had an injury. In fact, the day he died, he had a podcast with one girl. What's the girl's name? Susan Pork.
Some Pajok.
Pajok, yeah, I think, yeah. I think, I don't know. He has a podcast. So for you to know, he was actually, and that was the day our son clocked 5 months. 12. I hate like that 12 number is a weird number to me. Because, you know, it's the day I'm celebrating my child's birthday and I'm also mourning my husband. So, you know, I knew he reacted to an injection, and the fact that at the end of the autopsy it came out inconclusive just because of one mistake that my father-in-law made. The fact that he buried him. You know, if he was not buried, it should have been another thing entirely. But because he was buried, so they said his body has already decomposed. So most of the tissues that they are supposed to remove from his body has rotten.
No matter how long somebody has been buried, they exhume people that has been buried for years here, and they will still do autopsy and get the results. Was Chude not following this thing? Now she mentioned the autopsy again. Why can't Chude ask that? The government said they did an autopsy, but the hospital they said they did the autopsy said no, the government never did any autopsy with them. Chude obey the right questions. No. Chude was not asking the right questions. So how is the autopsy the Baba's fault? Or how is the autopsy because the body has been in the mortuary for long? What he decomposed? No, that was Lagos State saying what they want to say.